Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting Let's Play of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Oh, man. I was about to enter this building. I say building, I meant to say temple. Alright. I'm almost level 3? That's awesome. Man, I sure do not miss the loading screens being that long. Okay. Let me just take the delicious rat meat. I mean, skeever. My bad. Let me just take the delicious skeever meat. You don't see a thing. Don't worry. Aim for the head. Make it quick. Make it painless.
Time to end this little game.
I thought I hit you. What did I hit? What did I hit? I heard something get hit.
Let's see what you got.
And just like that, I leveled up. I'm gonna level up his health. Okay, and then one-handed. Where's the one-handed? There it is. That is more damage than what I have? Say less. Or am I mistaken? I was painfully mistaken. So what did I hit? I hit this guy. Okay. Ooh! Ooh, what a great shot I have. Seven damage. What does mine do? Yeah, mine does more. I don't like to leave loot behind, okay? I don't like it. Unless it's, like, worthless, then it's not loot. It doesn't count. If it's worthless, then it's not loot. It's trash. I leave trash behind, but I take loot with me. I remember this. I remember this. Free loot. Oh, heck yeah, this one's better than what I have? Say less. Alright, snake, and then whale. Understood. Snake. Perfect. Ahaha! Oh, there's something up there. Oh my goodness, there's something up here. Oh my god, there's something up here. Is that it? Alright, well. It was a healing potion, okay, and in Dungeons and Dragons, though, that's worth 50 gold, so whatever. How much is it in this game? How much is the healing potion? It doesn't say. I'll have to see how much a healing potion is, like, next time I go to a store. Oh, wait, no, right there, value, 17. It's not as valuable in this game as it is in Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe because it's only a minor healing. It's not like a full healing. Alright, before we enter story time, just look around, make sure. Oh! Who came up here to say hello to me? You did. That's adorable. Okay, well, story time. Let's grab a snack. Let's eat some snacks. Let's see here. What do I have? So, it looks like if I eat something, I only know the property of the top left down there. Like, this does restore health. So I don't know what this one does. Charred skeever hide. It's an ingredient, and I don't know what it does. Yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy. Oh, I'm really feeling the effects now. You see my vision get all blurred? Oh, heck yeah. Okay. Those are all the snacks I can get. Oh, I felt that. Pickpocket increased to level 16. Thief by Revan. If the reader has not yet had the pleasure of reading the first volume in these series on the life of Islav Iril, the beggar, he should close this book immediately, for I shan't recap. I don't care. I will tell you this much, gentle reader. When we last saw Islav, he was a boy, an orphan, a failed beggar, running through the wild winter woods of Skyrim. There. Recap finished. We now understand what's going on in the story. I now see it's like 9 minutes in. Let me turn my alarm off because I want to finish reading this book in this video. Away from his home of Earlgard, he continued running, stopping here and there for many more years until he was a young man. Islav discovered that among the ways of getting food, asking for it was the most troublesome. Far easier was finding it in the wilderness or taking it from unguarded market stalls. The only thing worse than begging to get food was begging for the opportunity to work for the money to buy it. That seemed needlessly complicated. No, as far as Islav was concerned, he was best off being a scavenger, a beggar, and a thief. He committed his first act of thievery shortly after leaving Earlgard while in the southern woods of Tambakar in the rugged land near Mount Jensen, just east of the village of Horbold. Islov was starving, having not eaten anything but a rather scrawny raw squirrel in 4 days, and he smelled meat cooking and then found the smoke. A band of minstrel bards was making camp. He watched them from the bushes as they cooked and joked and flirted and sang. He could have asked them for some food, but so many others had refused him. Instead, he rushed out, grabbed a piece of meat from the fire, and wincing from the burn, scrambled up the nearest tree to devour it. Like an entity from the woods! Look at this guy! While the bard stood under him and laughed. "What is your next move, thief?" giggled a fair, red-headed woman who was covered with tattoos. "How do you intend to disappear without us catching you, punishing you?" As the hunger subsided, Islov realized she was right. The only way to get out of the tree without falling in their midst was to take the branch down to where it hung over a creek. It was a drop off a cliff of about 50 feet. That seemed like the wisest strategy to Islov. So Islov began crawling to that direction. "You do know how to fall, boy," called out a young Khajiit, but a few years older than Islov, thin but muscular, graceful in his slightest movements. "If you don't, you should just climb down here and take what's coming to you. It's idiotic to break your neck when we just give you some bruises and send you on your way." "Of course I know how to fall," Islov called back, but he didn't. He just thought the trick of falling was to have nothing underneath you and let nature take its course. But 50 feet up, when you're looking down, is enough to give anyone pause. "I'm sorry to doubt your abilities, Master Thief," said the Khajiit, grinning. "Obviously, you know, to fall feet first with your body straight, but loose to avoid cracking like an egg. It seems you destined to escape us." Islov wisely followed the Khajiit's hints and leapt into the river, falling without much grace but without hurting himself. In the years that followed, he had to make several more drops from even greater heights, usually after a theft, sometimes without water beneath him, and he improved his basic technique. When he arrived in the western town of Jalnheim, on the morning of the 21st birthday, he didn't take him long to find out who was the richest person most deserving of being burglared. Impregnable. That almost got me. I had to sound it out. Place in the park near the center of town was owned by a mysterious young man named Sulbud. Islov wasted no time in finding the place and watching it. A fortified palace he had come to learn was like a person, with quirks and habits beneath its hard shell. It was not an old place. Eventually, when whatever money this Sulbud had come into was fairly recent. It was regularly patrolled by guards, implying that the rich man was fearful of being burgled, with good reason. The most distinctive feature of the palace was its tower, rising 100 feet above the stone walls, doubtless giving the occupants a good defensive view. Islov guessed that if Sulbud was as paranoid as he guessed him to be, the tower would also provide a view of the palace storehouse. The rich man would want to keep an eye on his fortune. That meant that the loot couldn't be directly beneath the tower, but somewhere in the courtyard within the walls. The light in the tower shone all night long, so Islaf boldly decided that the best time to burglar was by the light of day, when Sulabud must sleep. What? Burglar was by the light of day when Sulabud must sleep. Was this dude awake all night? That would be the time the guards would least expect a thief to pounce. And so, when the noon sun was shining over the palace, Islaf quickly scaled the wall near the front gate and waited hidden in the crenellations. The interior courtyard was plain and desolate, with few places to hide, but he saw that there were 2 wells on the guards used from time to time and draw up water and slake their thirst, but Islaf noticed that guards would pass by the other wells, never using it. He waited until the guards were distracted, just for a second, by the arrival of a merchant in a wagon, bearing goods for the palace. While they were searching his wagon, Islaf leapt elegantly, feet first, from the wall into the well. It was not a particularly soft landing, for, as Islaf had guessed, the well was not full of water, but gold still. But gold? The well was filled with gold? Still, he knew how to roll after a fall, and he didn't hurt himself in the dark, subterranean storehouse. He stuffed his pockets with gold and was about to go to the door, which he assumed would lead to the tower, when he noticed a gem the size of an apple, worth more than all the gold that was left. Islaf found room in the down his pants. The door did indeed lead to the tower, and Islaf followed his curving stairway up, walking quietly but quickly. At the top, he found the master of the palace's private quarters, ornate and cold, with invaluable artwork and decorative swords and shields. On the walls, Islaf assumed the snoring lump under the sheets was Sulabud, but he didn't investigate too closely. He crept to the windows and looked out. It was going to be a difficult fall, for cursed he needed to jump from the tower past the walls and hit the tree on the other side. The tree branches would hurt, but they would break his fall, and there was a pile of hay he had left under the tree to prevent further injury. Islaf was about to leap when the occupant of the room woke up. There's a bug in my room. I got it. I got the bug, I think. I don't know anymore. It was right over here, and I just... Damn. Where did I leave off? Islaf was about to leap when the occupant of the room woke up and with a start, yelling, "My gem!" Islaf and stared at him. A search, wide-eyed. They looked alike, not surprising since they were brothers. Islaf Ural's story is continued in the book Warrior. So he was stealing from his brother. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Play as much as I am having fun playing it, and I'll see all of you next time.